Welcome to 2016 India. Welcome to 2016 India. 1947 India and 2016 India. See the difference. How is it? 20 years back, 1970s, 80s and 2000s of India. What's the difference? We had only two cars, Ambassador and Fiat. You see how many cars. We had only just 3 or 4 engineering colleges. Just see how many engineering colleges are there. Earlier we never had a multinational company. See how many multinational companies are there. TCS, Wipro, then what else? A lot many companies, isn't it? See how many Indians are working in America. And see during those days, and see now, see about the telephone. You have to wait for months and years together to get a telephone connection. Now you see each and everybody are having a cell phone. So India is emerging as the third great economical country in the world. The first stands for America, second goes in for China, and third it is India. But the population here, when we divide our total protection, each one gets little. In that sense, we are still poorer. The population, high level of population, undernourishment, education. So in all those areas we see still India is lagging. Now, government sector and private sector, government job and private job, each youngster should need a job, right? So which job is better? You see Indian Airlines running under loss for lakhs of crore. You see the private airlines, India, and what not? Private airlines, British, what airlines? Indigo, SpiceJet, they are running under profit. Why airlines, Indian Airlines and Air India is running under loss? See, all the private cell phone companies are running under profit. Why this telephone, Bharat, BSNA is running under loss? All the private public transport owners, bus owners are running under profit. Why the government is running under loss? So, in this present situation, what we need, is it government job or private job? Should there be government sectors or private sectors? Should government encourage private people or government run institutions? So which is better? This is the group discussion. And I request everybody to take part in this program and let us gather some wonderful ideas from you. Yes, it's a brainstorming session. Let us start this session. Yes, sir, you are the leader of this group here and you are the leader of that group over there. Yes, start, sir.
Good evening, buddies. In our team, we will support a government job actually. In aspiration of Indian youth, they will always searching a government job. For example, if you see for 150 seats, they are applying for around 1 lakh peoples. It is around 100 more times they are applying for government jobs. This is the first thing. And next thing is this is actually Indian who are passed out students or anyone who are working in a private company also, they are seeking for government jobs because they are getting salary. Also they are relaxing the jobs. They are not they are getting very peaceful in the government jobs compared to the private job. It is more plusful and it is non-stressable jobs. So I can suggest it is I can think that the government job is better to compare the private jobs.
Hi everyone. Even though the topic allocated for us is a private job, my opinion is which job one should choose. Is it right? Is it about one's passion and his needs? So based on that only one can choose a private job or a government job. If one is capable to achieve anything, he can go for a government job or private job, whatever he likes. So everything depends upon one's situation and his capability. So this is what my opinion is.
Everyone, everyone people job is needed because of basic necessary and salary and so we choose government jobs and private jobs. The government job is better because of governments provide basic facilities and compared to private jobs only gives salary only, but government jobs give secure and freedoms, stress-free work and more than leaves days, holidays. But in compared to private jobs, um, holidays is less than government jobs. But government government job is very useful to people.
Good evening, all. Today's topic is privatizations. Is good or bad in India? As far as my concern, privatization is better because so that all peoples get benefits within a time. Because I am working in a private telecom company. Suppose if you raise any complaint with your customer care team, they will resolve within 2 hours or 3 hours. Whereas BSNL, they will take one days or 2 days. Even though they are having extraordinary talents, they are not ready to work in night times. That is the reasons we are not getting resolutions on time. So as far as my concern, privatization is better.
See, I say government job is very good. Why? Because actually, if a government job, if you take some private jobs, okay, what happen if you're one month if you're working, another month if not working, they will suck you out. I mean, they will terminate you and send them you out. But if you're taking here in government job, you don't want to worry about anything else. There is a job security. At the same time, you don't want to. I mean, it's we can work easier and relaxedly. Because of that, they're giving suddenly they are training on at the initial stage, and we are working like a robot. Like in a sense, you're going and coming there. But if you're taking to go private sector, we have to work, and every day we have to work. Like if your worth supposed to be for 50,000, your worth supposed to be for 1 lakh. They are fixing salary for 20,000 minimum. But to come down to this government sector, what happen? Even you don't worry about your salary part, or even for your hike, or even for your whatever thing. So it come automatically. At the same time, don't worry about your promotion also. If you're taking it in private sector, there's a politics variable. Of course, I'm telling you, even if you perform well also, if you're superior in a particular team, so your manager, what he or she will think, if they come, they supposed to be they will be a competitor for us. The same thing only happen in private sector, but government sector it will not happen. Why? Because if I'm working in a particular department, okay, so if I'm doing or not, whatever, in senioritically, the government going to give a promotion. But if you're taking here in private sector, even 25 years, 30 years per person, he earning around 1.5 lakh. If you're taking some other person, he's around 50 to 55 years, they're earning 30 or 35 something. I'm seeing a lot of people. Because I don't know whether in some other, in IT industry, most of people, they're earning more. But if you're taking the sales, there's a lot of competition, at the same time lot of politics in each and every companies. If I went through around 3 to 4 companies, at the same time the salary of hike and the hike appreciation, and what I'm saying about this, the security of job, and there is a most of politics is there. We have to work like, I mean, for that, what we are thinking actually, if you're working in a private sector, what we are thinking actually, we can start some other business, anything else. We can give whatever effort we are going to give the same thing. If I'm giving for my business, I can get a huge. Because that's what I'm trying to say. Government job is very very better. Why? Because even I can do a business side by side. At the same time, we can able to work also. But if you're working in a private sector, we can't do it. Why? Because even for if you're working 8 hours also, it will they're doing that kind of pressure and whatever things extraordinary. Yeah, that's what.
Good evening, one and all. Today, what the topic is whether the government should undertaken the all over the business around here, or it should be a privatization to taken is better for. So, in my point, privatization is the most thing which we want, because um, because they give a good service in for example, we taken any private sector, which like mobile services. For Airtel, they are providing a good excellence in network, because of their good administration and their perfection, and it's just beyond that anti-corruption and that. It's not like a government sector, because in each government sector they need somewhat money is beyond that they're getting paid. So they need somewhat they have a lot of assertiveness to do their own works, to achieve their own works. So in my point, privatization is better for to ensure the Indian economical to get a job, or job of each and individual. So that's my point.
My topic, so employment in private session or government sector. So most of people like in private sector job, because based on the employee benefit in high level private sector provided to the employee, like as ESI and EPF, bonus, gratuity and medical benefit, so leave on salary. So private organization has earned a net profit, will give the bonus at 100%, but not given the government department. So my suggestion is private sector job is best.
Good evening, everyone. Today we are here to discuss about government. Point number one. Today we are discussing about government work or private work, and second point is for governmentization and privatization. We are just discussing first about the private work or government work. See, first government work, the going to administration, we have a proper administration. The peoples who are working under the administration is not following the rules. They are migrating the rules, and they are do their own, because of the to go for a higher position, and fell down the higher managerial positions. And the second thing, for a work, what we have to, public people, which has to be get approved from government, they are taking their own necessary time what they want. And even though they are asking for the corruptions, without corruptions we cannot able to get the work done in government sectors. I would like that, let them get the corruption whatever they want, but let them finish the work in on time with the better quality. Even we are not getting any of the better quality work or better quality approval from the governmentization. They give blindly they give approvals for whatever they want. For example, landing. Today, last few months before, in Chennai we have got a very huge flood. In that all the rivers has been occupied by the privatization. Whoever knows that whoever given approval to the privatization, they won't took their lands, and they have blocked the rivers. There is no proper water flow to the city wherever it has to go. And second thing, coming to the transportation, government transportation is very huge, which is going to 2076 all over the state. in that there is no any proper maintenance in any of the buses. They work for their own, they go, they come, but they doesn't care of the uh, buses with the proper way compared to the private transportation. Private transport, they work enthusiastically to get earn more, but government transportation, they're just waiting. If the passengers come, let them come, or they won't come, like the way they are working. And second, we are here to discuss about the governmentization or privatization. Sorry, government work or private work. Private work is better because the administration is correct. Time management compared to the government work, time management, they work for the time. If government employees, they come for their own leisure time, coming for office by 10 o'clock and leaving very earlier, like 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, doing their personal works. It doesn't improve our economic worldwide. People should work enthusiastically in all the government sector, like privatization. Thank you.
Yes. Actually, our opposite team has said that Airtel is good. They have servicing good, and they are responding in 2 days itself. But I ask one question actually. When flood time, where it goes that Airtel signals and all, there is no signals in Airtel, and the people hearted like anything. Another one thing is that time BSNL is worked very good. That is in government, and after the flood in 1 week itself, they have sold out around 10,000 cards of BSNL cards.
I would like to interrupt here. All the connections has been asked to shut down by government only. So that is why we cannot go behind the government rules. So we have shut down the communication.
Why it is shut down means the signals towers have been placed in the out of that area, means where it should not be placed the towers, that should be placed with the Airtel
That
towers
was
and
given
all.
approval by your government government staffs only. Please look. We have to look on that only. That is what I am like to say.
Actually, we have approved. It is not like approved. You are giving that things whatever your responsibility. You should not give. It is what that quality you should maintain. But they have not thinking like quality. Just we have to provide. We have to earn money. That money mind only you are setting. That's why they are just doing like this. And one more thing is, it is government buses. You told that government buses are going like anything, but I can tell that it is same like flood times. There is before that flood time there are many taxis, NTL, fast track. But when flood time there are no taxis, only MPTC buses are runs. It is like government job is like its services.
Ola has given the boat while flood times.
It's very rare.
Out of the time, very rare.
Very
Wherever
rare,
the water
yes.
is high level, there only we can provide the boats.
It is very rare. I can tell
We
that.
cannot to provide the boats. So and out of the wherever the water flood was not there, there are the taxis was available. But moreover, government has more transport and huge number of transports was there. They can use that.
Yes, we have
That is what
service.
government is. That is why
we have
government is
service.
running. That is why government is running.
That is why we have serviced that time actually. And one more thing is you told about that punctuality. Punctuality is actually is own their attitude. If you are telling that government job they are coming at 3 o'clock and going 5 o'clock, it is not like that. They are working for their work. What they have assigned a task, they are working for that.
Yeah, but
in private,
see for example.
wait, I will tell you that in private job also they are coming late. This is their own attitude. They are coming 11 o'clock and leaving 5 o'clock. It is also happening. This is not yet only happening in government. This is happening in private also. This is my point.
Yeah, here in this, if you just for a best example, if you go for the court cases, just review that how many cases are pending now. Most of the cases are pending for years and years, prolonging. There is no any end result itself. Most of the public is wasting money and time, everything.
Private sector is only aim for money. Government sector is supporting people's servicing. In flood times, we already had the rain. Flood is water level increasing. The times transport, private transport is not coming, but government transport is available at the times. So the government jobs and the government sector is best. The EB and transportation, all sectors should be government issues. This goes to private sector. They will use to their use only, not for servicing for people. The government sector is help to people, so and we should it.
Good evening all. In India, biggest issues corrections. That is the reasons our India's country is still developing compared to other small countries. I give one example. Suppose if you want to take any driving license, you'll go to that is respective RTO office. Even if you don't have a proper driving capability, you can get driving license, because if you give money, they will ready to give driving license. As a result, many accidents are happening. Even that vehicles also happening every day. We are seeing many accidents because that even that vehicles are not having good conditions, but they are giving license, they are giving approval. So they are getting money for that. They are getting money, and we are seeing many accidents are happening. And as far as my concern, government job is good for only that employees who are working that organizations. They are getting all benefits, and compared to other peoples, but peoples are not getting proper benefits within a time. Because if you see that in government schools, that even the teachers also not ready to send their sons and daughters to government schools, because they know very well how they are teaching. They are sending CBSE or matriculation. They know very well, because they are dedicated to give teaching to students compared to government staff. Government staff having extraordinary capability, but they are not ready to serve peoples.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I prefer for private job, because if you go for government job, your growth will be in a limitation. You cannot growth as fast as like a private organization, because you will do the same job. You cannot do any new jobs other than your work. If you go, you have to go every morning and you do the same job. You cannot learn anything from others. Your job will be allocated. You can do this or that only. You cannot do like anything like a private job. And if some of you guys saying there will be a pressure in a private job, if you go, why don't you go for Google, Facebook, or Pixar? They giving full freedom to their employees. You can learn more than a government employees. If you go for Pixar or Google, they will play in their desk. They will be in completely freedom. There is a lot of freedom are there, and as well as they are earning more money than government employees. And if you want to get a government job, they won't respect your talent. They will see your community, your age, something like that. If you have a talent, why they looking for your community, your something. That's one of the worst thing from the government. You have a talent now, you can go, you can do your work. Okay, that's my opinion about the private job. That's it.
Good, gentlemen, we have come here to the end of the discussion. Is the government job is good or private job is good? So, what an ideal government should be? The duty of the government should be what? Printing coins, printing currencies, taking the law and order conditions, situations, and taking care of the boundaries of that country. So 194 countries are there. 194 countries, 194 governments are there. So the duty of government is what? Is it to run Tasmark shops? Is it to run buses? Is it to run manufacture soaps and pastes? Is it the duty of the government to manufacture papers? So all the manufacturing should be left to who? Private people. And the duty of the government, to an extent, it should be service oriented, to serve the people. Serve the people in the terms of education, in the terms of health, in the terms of security, and in terms of taking care of the old age people, but not in all the economical activities. So flying an aeroplane, let it be left to the private people. The government, who is government? Everybody are selfish. Everybody are greedy. So if it is left 100% to the private, what will happen? The man will destroy the planet. So there should be some authority to look after these people. The man is greedy. So to cutting down the forest, killing the animals, and butchering and whatnot, printing currencies. So wherever the government finds somebody is doing wrong, it is the duty of the government to correct others. So it is always good that the private people should go in for manufacturing and service, and it is the duty of the government to take care of law and order, to take care of the security of the people, to take care of the boundary of the people. So it is always good that private sector is good, but the duty of the government should be more efficient, and all the private sector should be controlled by the government, not like the present India, where you find millions and millions of rupees are taken away and put it in Swiss bank. And in India, what you find is almost all the government sector people are corrupted, including judiciary, including executive, including legislative, from the level of panchayat to the level of chief secretary. You find corruption, complete corruption. To get a license, you have to give corruption. You have to give some money, bribe money. For traffic police, you have to give money. So everywhere the corruption is there. And the reason of the corruption is there is no will-powered, service-oriented government employees. So these government sector should be revamped. These government sector should be more, it should be given more authority, and the government, duty of the government should be cut and reduced to only to serve the people and not doing business. That's what we have come here for a conclusion. Thank you very much, sir.